thank you. It's good to be here and to talk about our signing class. I would like to first of all thank everybody. It takes kind of a community to get 33 players to come to your school. I thank the administration, especially our staff, for what a wonderful job they did. Families of the coaches for putting up with us being away all the time that we have to be to get to class. The hotels, the restaurants, everybody that feeds the kids. So it truly is, I don't want to forget admissions. We did a great job with Mary Jo this year, and housing everybody. So I just can't thank enough, and I'm sure I left a few people out, but I just can't thank the whole university and the community enough. So with that said, just want to start talking about our kids. We did a couple different things this year. We started out, went into Arizona a little bit to try a different area. We keep Coach Yonner tanned up every year. He's in Georgia sometimes, and now he's in Arizona. So we work on his suntan every year. But with that said, we'll start talking about our class of guys. And first of all, I got some challenging names here, so hopefully I get them right. But the first one is a player, Savon Alexander, is from Joliet. We have a freshman player, John Smith, is from the same school. I think Savon is a little bit of a under the radar player. Got hurt this year. The year before he was hurt a little bit, but when he's healthy, he's just a little bit more of a dynamic back or a safety. He can play either one. Maybe a little bit more of a home run threat than we possibly have had in the past. So that's something that excited us about Savon. The next is Camille Alcori, and he's one of the first kids that we've ever got from Glendale, Arizona, from the state of Arizona, and he's from Cactus High School. Camille is another kid that just, one of the areas that we're trying to reload this year was our safety spots, losing Dusty Sluzowitz and Brody back there this year. So it was an area that we wanted to improve on, and also our kickoff return and our punt return game. We wanted to try and get some more yardage. Camille, I want to say, ran 6 kickoffs and punts back for touchdowns this year, and is an extremely heavy hitter on the defensive side of the ball. So those are a couple things that we think he brings to the table. Next guy is Max Dibble from Fulda, Minnesota. I think what Max is a product of the system here. Max came to our summer showcase way back in the summer, came back up for a football game. He's just one of those kids that wanted to be at Bemidji. He'll be receiving a presidential scholarship. He's a heck of a student. And Max will play inside backer until he gets to play his last basketball game, and then he gets to eat, and he may be a down lineman. So we've talked with Max about that, but more than anything else, he's a guy that fits the program, wants to be here, and you can't say enough about those guys. A year ago, we started going down into the San Diego area, the Temecula area, and we got a couple players, and this year we added another running back, Derek Dunn from down there. And again, the same kind of a player as Savon. He a little bit more of a home run threat than we've had. And if you watched all the way back to the Acosta eras to lately with Dustin back there, Cropland, it's been a little bit more of a grind it out, control the clock, and there's certainly nothing wrong with that, and we're going to do it more. But we just wanted to try and get a little bit more of a home run back that can make a big play. And if you turn on Derek's highlight, you're going to see a kid that you're like, wow, I can't believe he didn't sign Division I. I mean, he has that type of ability. So excited about Derek. Mitch Elby from Northland Pines, perfect fit. I don't know if you're going to see him around the practice field much or the game field, because he's probably going to be out fishing. He's just one of those diehards. He's a big active kid that we're going to have play on the D line, and you can't have enough big guys there. He runs around. He's very quick for his size. So we're excited to have Mr. Elby come in. Max Fuller is from Stoughton, Wisconsin, Stoughton High School. Big, tall outside linebacker that we think as he fills out will be able to lock up on the tight end teams that we see, and yet he's very athletic too. The double tight teams like St. Cloud and Duluth just need a bigger body there, and I think he has that frame to do that. So very excited about Max. The next player, Austin Gottlicker. His uncle was the first quarterback they ever had here 16 years ago. And so we had a little bit of a tie there, a little town north of Mankato, Cleveland. And he can do it all. He's a wide receiver, a D-back, a quarterback, a return man. And he's just an athlete that will find a place to to play on our team. We're going to probably start him out at wide receiver, but Austin is just a heck of a kid. And like I say, his uncle Pat was my first quarterback here. Nathan Koziol, I'm sorry, I don't want to forget anybody this year. I forgot one last year. Jessie Hein is a center, and losing Corey Immerman last year, we needed to reload there. We think we got some guys that can fill in for this year, but we don't necessarily have a real young center, and we had to get Jessie. It was a great get for us. He's exactly like Corey. He's dependable, he's smart, he's durable, he's in there playing well on both sides of the ball. He wanted to go into education. Both his teachers are in education. He's an undefeated heavyweight wrestler, and we're just very, very excited. He was a player that is a great get for us, local kid from the Purim area, and again, just a great fit. Next, Nathan Koziol is an athlete. He could play quarterback, he could play receiver, and with Lance being a senior next year, was an area that we needed to get a freshman quarterback, an athlete, and that's exactly what we think Nathan can do. He's a guy that could play a variety of positions for us, so we're excited to have him be part of the program. Nick Moore was venturing down to Lance Rongstead area, and is just a big, strong guy that plays extremely well at tight end. For his size, he moves very well, plays well on the defensive line. It was a fun trip down there, just getting to know their family, and we look for big things with Brian Leonhardt also graduating next year, that maybe he could be the guy to replace him. Next one, we put Coach Bolte on the road here to seal the deal with Ross Flum. Ross Flum. And a backer, inside athletic backer that we think could be a running back. He's that talented of a kid. But one area that we got beat up, especially last year, is the outside backer. We got beat up with graduation, and we needed to get some players. Those guys make the plays in our type of defense, and we just think that Ross could be one of those kids. So we put Coach Bolte out there till about midnight one night trying to seal the deal, and that's how it happened. All the way out to Manitowoc, Coach Bolte was out there too with Adam Shavlik. And you can see we're going to have him and Jessie Hein wrestle out. He's another all-state wrestler. He's undefeated at the time when he committed. So we're going to get Jessie and him, and those two guys are going to go at it the first day on camp. Two undefeated wrestlers. A little different builds, and we think Adam has the ability to be that taller, pass-rushing defensive end, and also will be big enough to be a run stopper also. It was something that we're missing a little bit at times, somebody that could rush the quarterback, swim over the top of the taller lineman, and that's something that we feel Adam will bring to the table. Matt Sommers, one of those local kids you have to get on your team from Isle, Minnesota. He's an athlete that can play a number of spots too, a number of the skilled spots. And we just think that he was one of those kids that the more local kids you can get, the better. He just fit the bill of a good athlete. Dexter Taylor is one of the other Lockport High School. Remember back, George Cadleck was from there, one of our receivers. So we've had Dusty Sluzowitz was from there. We've had players from that high school in the past. Dexter is a kid we're going to start at probably our slot receiver. He's played some running back. He and Savon Alexander played Little League football together in Chicago, so they knew each other. So we just think he's one of those guys that, again, our receivers are getting old. Justin Lee will be a senior. Some of the other guys in there, we just feel he's a player that could replace some of our seniors that will graduate this year. Josh Tismer came to our basketball camp a couple of years ago, so he's been on the radar for a few years now. And he was one that kind of maybe got almost lost in the shuffle this year. His coach at White Bear Lake had been there 30-some years and resigned, and all of a sudden here's Josh. He's still available. He's a point guard, starting point guard on the basketball team. He's bigger. Again, we're hoping that he can be one of those safety candidates back there. And then Matt Valentine, I don't know if he wanted to come here more or his mother. His mother is the big outdoorsman. I think she's going to be hunting and fishing before every game. Another local guy that's just going to be a fit. He's got a friend, I believe, a classmate that's going to be on the golf team here in the fall, I think. and just one of those big bodies that you can't have enough of those guys. So we're excited to have Matt here and his family. Our transfer, our second player from Arizona, from Scottsdale Community College, is Jordan Abaroa. And Jordan came at semester, so he's already been in school. And like we said, with losing both of our starting safeties, the health of some of our young safeties, we felt we need a little bit of an older player in there to give us a little stability, battle for depth at the strong safety spot. So Coach Honor went out there and we got Jordan to transfer in. He's married, he's a little bit older, so we just hope that he can be a little settling effect back there with some of our young kids that have not played much yet. Then we get to the two exciting guys for the VSU offers of a mission to get two players off of the high school team this year. That was a couple plays away from being state champions. We've got two players that we're really excited about, Zach DeClusion and Andrew Street. Both of those kids off the team we feel will be really instant players that will affect the program. Zach is a heck of an athlete. We're going to try in that wide receiver. Again, local kids, you can't have enough of them. They fill the stands with fans, the grandmas, the grandpas, everything like that. And I really feel Zach would have had even a lot more attention if he wouldn't have hurt his elbow this year during the season. So very excited. And then Andrew with his stepdad here, John Olson. We hope he has more athletic ability than his father. We'll just leave it at that. But he's a kid that we're going to try either at linebacker or fullback. I think we're going to start at linebacker. He played a little nose guard, mostly nose guard and fullback for the high school. But he's an explosive kid. He's weighed 220 pounds already. Runs 4.8 some of the times from the high school. And we're just excited to get those two local guys here off of a great high school team this year. So that's our group of guys, and I'll stop there.